Once a search firm is engaged and a new committee is formed or a search committee is formed, if you think of a search in 3 boxes, the first box is a pre-search study. And so the search consultant then would meet with the committee and determine who are the key personnel on that campus that we should speak with to learn as much as we can about the campus, its needs, and about the characteristics and attributes that they seek in their president. And so during that pre-search study, that allows the consultant to learn a great deal about the institution, but also get to know its people, its culture, and its values. And so that's the strength, I think, of a search consultant working in cooperation with the search committee. So that's box number 1, and as a result of that, the search consultant and the search committee will draft a profile, a prospectus, if you will. And that profile or prospectus will outline what the campus community values and what they seek in terms of attributes and leadership priorities for the president. And we then, upon confirmation of that, and once it's edited properly, it then becomes an advertising vehicle, if you will, for the search consultant to use in recruiting candidates. And so candidates then get a snippet of what the campus community is thinking and voicing in regard to the priorities. And they get to understand then as a potential candidate, is this right for me? Is this a search that makes sense? Do I have the experience and the background to meet those expectations and those needs? And so it very much engages the campus community in the process. And I think it's one of the few processes out there that is capable of doing that. And so that's the excitement around getting involved at that pre-search study piece. From there, you go to the recruitment piece, that's box number 2, and that is you take those tenets, you take those characteristics and leadership priorities as a search consultant, and you reflect on those, and you think, okay, who are the candidates out there who really meet that expectation? And so that's how it begins to become an inclusive process. Ultimately, then candidates will apply and they will submit their materials, and the search committee, and only the search committee, gets to vet that candidate pool. And they will narrow the candidate pool from a larger pool to what we will call a short list. And then it's up to the search firm and the search committee to vet that short list, call references, do some homework, do some online research, and determine, given all the feedback now that we have, and reviewing their vita, considering whether we want to speak with this candidate or not. And so the short list then gets to be shorter. And so from there, we invite candidates in for preliminary interviews. And once those preliminary interviews are conducted, it is with the search committee only at that point. Both the candidate and the search committee get to know each other much, much better. And from there, then, the committee determines, do we have 2 or 3 final candidates that we can invite to campus? And ultimately, in an open search, those candidates then, those 2 or 3 are invited back, and they get to meet a much larger portion of the community and the board. They have extensive conversations with the board at that point. Additional due diligence, some deeper background checking then follows, and ultimately, the board is ready to make its appointment. The Board of Trustees, and only the Board of Trustees, get to vote on presidential candidates and for presidential searches. Now, the rest of us are recommenders. We can provide input, but ultimately it's the board and only the board that makes that decision.